Geeky Fight MMA, and this is the morning after the UFC 243 fight. I'm just gonna be going through the main card really quick. My thoughts are, overall, I thought it was a pretty nice card. It was delivered. The name wasn't all that, but it delivered somewhat. Now, was the main event. I thought Whittaker was gonna win, but it wasn't like the round out of impossibility that Izzy will win. And well, Izzy did a pretty good job. I thought Whittaker was winning the fight, and then he was winning the first round, and he got dropped at the last second. So I didn't know how to score that one. Like, you can give it to Whittaker, but then, people usually give it to the person who ends strong, and Izzy just dropped it at the last second. So it's tough. So that could have been 9-9 round. Because, I would give it a 9-9 round, actually. Like, if you're losing the whole first round and then you drop something at the last second, that's a 9-9 round. But, anyways, didn't matter as he finished in the second. Same thing. Whittaker was winning, and then he got clipped and he got dropped. And I kind of knew that it was not in the round of possibility because, like, people were saying, "Oh, he survived 10 rounds of Yell. Izzy can't knock him out." But you got to think about this too. How he survived 10 rounds of Yell, but you cut a tree in half, it's not gonna heal. Your jaw is like a tree. It's not gonna heal all the way. And you have to think, did Yell take out a chunk of that wood? And if he did, next time you fight somebody who has less power, they could knock you out because, that armor in your face is not as strong as it used to be. So it's easy to get knocked out. Could that have been a possibility? Could have been a possibility of Whittaker gained a lot of muscle, therefore he had a harder weight cut. I don't know, it could have been that. Or, like, I didn't make a video, but like, Whittaker has that lunging karate style, and the reason why Yell didn't knock him out and Izzy did was because Robert, when he was fighting Yell, who was a much more powerful fighter than Izzy, Robert was he was more on the retreat. When he was fighting Izzy, Robert has that lunging karate style, low guard, lunge forward, and punch. And when you do that, you also increase your chance of getting knocked out. Like, there's pros and cons. So one of the cons is if somebody counters you, that punch or that whatever a strike that they land when you lunge is gonna amplify that damage because if you lunge forward. And that is one reason why Izzy hurted him too. And one reason why Izzy hurted him is he has that style, and Izzy's a counter puncher. So Rob was doing good. There's some technical adjustment that Rob could have done that would have saved him a lot. But Rob, once again, I'm not a coach, but it doesn't take there's things you could tell Rob was head hunting a lot, and Izzy's body was exposed. Like, this is like Izzy. A lot of the time, his defense is just lean leaned back, and Rob was right here, and Rob was still throwing that boom. He threw the jab landed, but Izzy did take a step back. He leaned it back. The body was exposed. The body was exposed, and Whittaker was just headhunting. Like, there's no body shots whatsoever. Like, do you think Izzy got in Robert's head a little bit? Maybe. Or maybe it's just, Rob doesn't throw enough body shots. And, no, not enough body shots, not enough leg kicks. He kept headhunting with the kicks too. Landed some leg kicks in the round ones, but then he, which was doing good, but then he slowly became headhunting, and I don't know if Izzy got in his head or whatnot, but yeah, it's a fight that, with the right adjustment, I think Rob could still win. Not trying to hate on Izzy or anything. I was not that much of an Izzy hater. Like, yeah, I kind of don't like it when you had questionable cherry pick on your way up, but besides that, like, I ain't like the biggest hater or anything. Izzy did pretty well. Counter Rob on the way in. Thought Izzy was losing the fight until the knockdowns, but Rob was expending a lot of energy too, so that could have been it too, Just the way Rob was fighting, loaded up, looking forward, he's going a lot on his punches, whereas Izzy's more calm, relaxed, and Izzy got tagged a little bit, but never, like, the only thing that landed super clean at Izzy was mostly the jabs. Like, if he got hit the jab, he'll roll out of the way, boom. So, like, that straight would barely clip him, or like it would just clip him on the body and not the jaw, like right on here. What goes next with Izzy? He's calling out Costa. That'd be an interesting fight. Striking wise, Izzy should have the advantage as far as skill goes, but like I said, his body was exposed, and if he leans back without moving his feet enough, Costa is gonna rip that body and those leg kicks, and Costa hits a lot harder than Rob. I thought Rob was like style wise, I thought Rob would have won because he's better than in my opinion, he's better than Gastelum on the feet, but just headhunting too much. And I think Izzy took Gastelum like a little bit more lightly. So this one, Izzy wasn't like fucking around. Like, he was in there, but he was just fighting, doing feints and stuff. He wasn't like, there's no fucking around here like in his other fights. He just went straight forward, no screwing around, and yeah, good counter, knocked Robert out. I did think it was a little bit early stoppage. Rob got dropped, he got on top, and I think he might have threw one punch and the ref stopped it. But like, yeah, it's a meh stoppage. But to me, it's a title fight. Let it go a little longer. Just let it go a little longer, like at least 2 or 3 more punches. It's a title fight. Like, guys are gonna want to die in a fucking title fight. So just let it go a little bit longer, and then on to the co-main. You got Dan Hooker versus Quinta. I thought it was gonna be like a classic example of, not a classic example, but I thought before going to the fight, I thought Dan Hooker was the more so more diverse, and like he has more tools in the eye, but I thought Al was like he was just stronger at what he's good at, and I thought that was gonna be enough. I knew it was gonna be somewhat competitive, but like I I didn't really think Dan Hooker had that next level was it athleticism to get into the top 10. Like Al's not the most athletic guy, but he's strong and he's super tough, and that was enough for him to get to the top like five ish. Hooker, I don't know. Some of his fights, he seemed faster in this fight, but like other fights you see him, he seems kind of slow. I don't know if that's due to a good weight cut or whatnot. And I guess jump on the train and say, "Oh, he's juiced up" or whatever. But or maybe just different training method. Like it's not out of the realm possibility to get ripped. He could maybe in the past he wasn't doing that much lifting, and this one he did did a lot more explosive because he looked. I could be wrong, but he looked a little bit more ripped than he usually is. And his punches was a little bit faster. It's not out of the realm possibility, like maybe he is doing some sort of illegal supplement. But besides that, I think like Hooker, he picked Al Quinta apart in round one, but round two, Al's starting to win I thought Al was winning the stand-up exchange, and then he went for the takedown, and Hooker proved that he's stronger, and he's a pretty good grappler. He's like a well-rounded MMA fighter. He's not just a striker. He has grappling skills as well, and I think most of his finishes are from grappling. So like Al tried to take him down, and he showed that he had good ground game, good defense. Al burnt himself out with those takedowns, and then Al, to me, like okay, Al got dropped in the first, but to me, I think the second, if Al didn't shoot for that takedown, he probably wouldn't have gotten dropped because he went from wrestling mode, used up a lot of energy that didn't even like get him any good ground positioning, and then when he got up, when you're still in wrestling mode, you're more tired now. Now you have to adjust to striking, and then he got clipped. Like I don't think he would have gotten dropped in the second if it weren't for that. And he was winning the stand on the feet on the second, in my opinion. And then the third, you give it to Hooker. Like Hooker was just he knew he won the fight, and he was just backing out. So you could get to Al, but that's probably just because Hooker knew he won the fight. So yeah, I would like to see that as a 5-round fight though, because Al, I think he's built for a 5-round fight. He could be a little bit of a slow starter at times, but it's his durability and his toughness, and that is what makes him exciting or interesting in a 5-round fight. So yeah, I would like to see that as a 5-rounder, but it wasn't. And then what's next for Hooker? Like the loss to Barboza, I think it was just a dumb game plan. Like you're really gonna stay on the outside against Barboza. Like Hooker's lost, and that was like why I thought was like, oh, maybe Hooker doesn't have what it takes to get to the next level because I don't think he has the next, that athletic, that next level athlete ability. But prove me wrong. Maybe it's just style matchup. Maybe in the past he just had bad weight cuts. Maybe his training method. But yeah, because he seemed a little bit lower in the Barboza fight, but I don't know, maybe he just took one shot and boom, that slowed him down already. But yeah, dumb game plan against Barboza. And I I think Hooker. It'd be interesting if he fights Barboza again. But at this point, he called out Dustin Poirier. I don't know. Right now, the matchup, that'd be an interesting matchup. I like both those guys, but Hooker, I kind of like him too. But yeah, I'm like iffy on what he can do. Like, and then moving on to the next fight, we got Tai Tuivasa versus Sergey Spivak. Yeah, Tai. I don't know. I think Tai was the favorite, which I was like, I don't know, man. Those Mark Hunt, he needs to bring in some legit jiu-jitsu and wrestlers in this camp because all his fighters are just brawlers and they got no ground game. Like, they would just stay in the UFC just due to the fact that they're, UFC likes to keep guys who stay and bang with knockout power. If you got that, you'll stay in the UFC a little bit longer than you should, in my opinion. But yeah, Tai Tuivasa versus that dude, whoever his name is, Sergey Spivak, whatever you say his last name. It was just, those takedowns was like at will. Like, he just judo through them at will. He just took him down at will. And, eventually he got the choke. Like, Tai has no ground game at all and like barely improved. He was still getting up with lots of muscle. He was using a lot of muscle, brute force to try to get up. And, the positioning control was not even that strong from Sergey. Like, in the position, like, you see that at any other fighter in the UFC, like, they would have gotten out of that position, like the headlock position on side mount like that. Like, Sergey was like, he didn't need to put like threat on the position. He just took him down, just boom, go for the finish, try to go for the finish. He didn't have to like control Tuivasa that much. He didn't have to focus or control that much. Yeah, eventually Tuivasa got up, but Tuivasa used a lot of force. Like, any other UFC fighter on the ground like that in those positions, they wouldn't need to use that much force to get up. Like, just saying. And yeah, they need that camp needs a good ground game instructor, coach, whatever, because their fighters suck when you take them down. And yeah, Tuivasa, even then, like, before that fight, like, well, I think one of his last losses to JDS, JDS was a mount, and all he was doing is just striking, punching JDS from mountains. Like, that just looks super bad. Like, that's like, I don't know. I'm not trying to hit on Shu here, but like, dude, come on, your ground game is. These are not Khabib you're fighting. Like, come on, like, that is. You should not be in the UFC with a ground game like that. Like, I'm sorry, but come on. That camp needs better ground game fighters. or like coaches or whatever. Like, I don't know. Those are like for that camp is like guys who want to do kickboxing, but they it just doesn't have the money in kickboxing, so they do MMA instead, and they got no like, but then they don't adapt to the ground game training that well. I was like, oh, this, you know, good win for Sergey. I don't know where he goes from there because being Tuivasa like that, you know, yeah, it's a good first name to good name to be for your debut, but I don't know where he goes from that. Lima versus Luke Jume. Diego Lima, come on, man. UFC, you're you're like kind of semi pushing this guy. Just pay Douglas Lima a shit ton of money and get him onto the UFC because Douglas Lima will go on a spree and I think he will fight for a title. Just get Douglas Lima into the UFC. You know, Rory, I still think he could hang. I don't know. I think Rory's done too. I don't think he'd be a top 10. Like Robbie Lawler, look at Robbie Lawler now. And I still think Robbie Lawler beats Rory. But Douglas Lima, I think he could hang in the UFC. Like when was it when Lawrence Larkin beat a Jorge Masvidal and then had contract dispute. Went to Bellator. Lima beat Larkin. So I don't know. This his brother Diego Lima. Yeah, this fight card wasn't that great of names, but Lima has some decent kicks, like his brother. Busted up Luke Jume's leg pretty bad. I wasn't really fully paying attention to this fight because like talking with the homies. Pay-per-view is the only time to my homies, so it's the only time to hang out. And yeah, we're just chilling, talking, and just casually looking. Wasn't really paying attention to that one. Justin Tofa versus Jorgen De Castro. Man, I think Justin Tofa, I don't know, I might be wrong, maybe not, but I think he might be for the same camp as Mark Hunt and Tai Tuivasa. Like, he has the same tattoo as Tai Tuivasa, so I'm just assuming they're training partners because they got the same tattoo. But yeah, he only has 3 fights. He was the favor, which is like what? The other guy had 5 fights. And yeah, Jorgen De Castro. Boom, that was that was a top knockout right there, man. It was like, boom, he just step back, counter, boom, right hand. The other guy's throwing a jab, and he threw a straight. The other guy threw a 1-2, and Castro just stepped back and threw a 2, connected, boom. He connected first and dropped the dude. Not just dropped, knocked the guy out and just walked off. And the guy was like, boom. It was like stiff leg, arms out like a zombie. Classic Tank Abbott knockout right there. Yeah, I don't know. Last time to a buddy, I was saying, like, if you don't have like a strong background, especially in grappling, you should not get into the UFC. You should, with 3 fights, you should need at the very least 5 fights. If you're no name, more than that, in my opinion. But if you don't have, like, people with 5 fights, usually they come from a good camp. established camp, or they got like a high level of and some background, most preferably jiu-jitsu or wrestling. Like strikers, they need at least 10 fights. Like if you come from like a high level background in kickboxing or something, it's like 8 to 10 fights at least. And yeah, Arnold's dude made his UFC debut or whatever at the 3 fights. Like, come on, dude has no background or anything. And yeah, we're done with the main card, and that'd be it for this video. So, you know, tell me what you guys think of the event. Tell me what you think of the main event. Did Izzy get his head? Did Robert underestimate Izzy? Like, he just went headhunting straight forward, loading up, or is it difference in training approach for this fight for Robert? Or is Izzy just better? You know, because I think there's a holes in that fight in Izzy's game that Robert could have exploited, but you know, the body shot was open. Izzy's just leaning back, and then he's just leaning back and turning his head, like lean back, boom, at least try for the body, and then end with a leg kick or something. Robert was doing that a little bit in round 1, and it showed a clear path to victory if he kept that up. But then he went for that and started going headhunting, and even the kicks were head kicks. Like he stopped throwing leg kicks. So I don't know. Did Izzy get in his head? Did this moment was the moment too much for Robert, or you know, is Izzy really that great? Which you know he is. He's a champ now, but who do you think Izzy should fight next? You know, obviously Costa's next, but after that, if he beats Costa, who do you think is next? Anyways, I'll end this video here. Peace out.